don't get a lot. God will win. Lufthansa don't pay me. God will win. Hey, guys, Mbadu. This is a story time. No, this is a tori. You know, there's a difference between story time and tori time. Gather by the fireplace. Gather at the village square. It is time for some tales by moonlight. Hey, God. The journey of 1,000 miles have finally come to an end. Guys, if I don't gist you, if I don't give you guys this gist, waiting again. Waiting again. Hey, God. Guys, Mbadu, sit down for this one. Go and get your juice. If it's beer, bring your beer. Bring your red wine. Bring your anything you want to drink. Just bring it and sit down. Let us gist. Let me take you through this whole journey. Guinea. You see, when I come to give you guys some gist, or I come to give you guys about, a difficult, should I call it difficult stage, like an incident that happened with me, of course I have to come back and give you guys the updates and come and give you guys the feedback, whether we were successful or whether we were not. So this is me coming to give you guys all the story about me and Lufthansa. It's almost 1 year now when I came to tell you guys what Lufthansa did to me and my family. I know I should just tell you guys to make recourse to the video I did on it, but some of you, your head, the braid of your head is coconut. You will not go and watch it. You just want to sit down and get all the gist in one video. Okay, no, let me give you guys a small gist about what happened. But if you want the full cocoa, if you want the full video, please go and watch that video. In fact, if you just search NEZEVILLE Lufthansa, you will see the video, or I can leave the link for you in the description box. So when we're supposed to relocate to Canada, with our koro hand, we used our hand. We didn't use any agent though. We went to their website, Lufthansa website, and paid for our tickets. To say, oh, maybe agents did this, agent didn't do that. We paid for it from Lufthansa website with USD. I think, was it USD or Euro? I think it was USD. Foreign currency. Even when we called them to say, oh, do you take Naira? They were like, no, pay in dollar. And we did. We made this booking sometime before our travel. Once you get your PPR and once you get your passport stamped, you already know that shit is about to go down, right? So that's the best time to start booking flights and getting yourself ready. So we booked long before the date we wanted to travel because we didn't want to hear story. And the truth is that we chose Lufthansa because 1, they take off from Port Harcourt. 2, they had fewer stops. Carrying 4 children and start jumping from one country to another with all the hand luggage, all the carry-on bags, the stress was going to be too much for us. So despite Ethiopian Airline was giving a much cheaper offer, in fact the difference was almost like double. The difference was much. But we chose not to fly Ethiopia because Ethiopia had 2 stops in Canada. I think they'll first get to Toronto before coming to the city where we stay. So we wanted someone that would just go from Germany straight to the airport of the city where we stay. So that was why we went for Lufthansa, and we paid a lot more for that package. In addition to the payments that we had to incur just to get some comforts and relief, we also paid for seat booking. We also paid for reservation of seats because we didn't want to hear any story where they'll throw one of my son to 18A, throw my husband to 29B, and throw me elsewhere. So we wanted to sit together. We didn't even know that with a newborn baby, they will still give us the front seats that had a bassinet. If we knew, we wouldn't have even paid for seat reservation because that was just a waste of money. So we paid a lot. This is not small money. We're a big family. And when we got to the airport, these people told us that there's no flights. In fact, God, you have to just go and watch that for my video. Just watch it. I will leave the link for you. We got to the airport. The manager was saying that the flights that was supposed to take us from Germany, Frankfurt to Canada, that there was no space. So even if we leave Nigeria to Germany, we're going to be stranded in Germany. I was like, how long do we have to wait? He was like, he doesn't know. We can stay there for 4 days, 5 days. That is not advisable. That it will be advisable because we have children to get a flight that will take us from Germany before we leave Nigeria. So we don't leave Nigeria, go to Germany and be stranded there. At this point, we're already at the airport. They had already wrapped our luggage with sellotape. We had already, in the mood. Nothing prepared us for what Lufthansa was telling us. So I asked the manager, so what is the next thing? What steps? This man said that I have to go to Lufthansa office in GRA inside town, Port Harcourt, to go and rebook with nonchalance, not even caring for us. What if we came from Enugu? What if we came from another state and we're in a hotel? They didn't have a care in the world. These people just returned our bags for us and told us to go back home. When is the next available flight? They said that there's no next available flight, that we should go home or go to the office. If there's any space, they will let us know. When I have quit my job, my children have left school, we've sold everything, all the cars were gone, the house that we're living in was supposed to be taken over in the next few days, clothes, so slippers, shoes, makeup, everything was packed, and everything that we didn't need was given out. Lufthansa just told us to go back home. Even the truck, the big truck that we rented, oh God, the big truck that we rented that brought all our things to the airport had already left. The boats, the 2 boats that we took to the airport had left. We had to start calling everybody back to come and take us. So that was how we left. We went to their office. The customer service guys were not the friendliest people in the world, but God sent a marketer that took us up to his office and helped us to get another flight. Because when we went to the customer service, they were telling us that there's no flight, that we shouldn't worry, wait, let's go home. That's the one that was annoying me. I should just go home and cross my leg and be waiting for you. So eventually, the marketer guy took us upstairs. We searched for flights for more than 4 hours. And eventually we found one that still had 3 stops. That thing that we're avoiding, that made us pay a lot of money at Lufthansa so we can cut the stops. The only flights that they found for us was now one that went from Port Harcourt to Abuja to Frankfurt to Toronto before coming to Alberta. We had wing, we suffered that trip. I had a new baby, 7 months, breastfeeding baby that couldn't walk. So you can imagine caring for a newborn with 3 other small children and now having all those stops. 8 hours wait, 5 hours wait. God, it was terrible. But eventually we got here. God be the glory. So I came here, I gisted you guys. Special shout outs to Auntie IJ. Auntie IJ of IJ's Corner. I don't know, I think she has changed her YouTube name. She knows herself. Shout outs to Auntie IJ, because when she saw that my story, she immediately reached out to me. I was like, what rubbish. So many people also in the comment section were like, Neze, no, you're entitled to compensation. You're entitled to compensation. I was like, okay. Yes, I knew that I was entitled to compensation, but I don't know whether I was in the mental frame to start fighting immediately, because I just came to Canada looking for house. House was another problem. Looking for house, trying to find a car, putting my children in school, running, trying to start my program. There was a lot that was happening. So I thought that the process was one very hectic process. I was like, do I really have power to start this fight? But Auntie IJ and some of you in the comment section also encouraged me. And I'm like, okay, let me just start now. There's no need to delay it, because there would always be something waiting in the future. Let me just start now. So when we got here, I started. By August, I mailed them. I remember that this delay had ripple effects. What I went through because of that delay, it's not what they used to say when smiling. It was a lot, because even my Airbnb, Lufthansa kept me back in Nigeria for almost 2 weeks. They kept me back for almost 2 weeks without any provision, no hotel, even to make provision, nothing. They didn't make any provision for us. They just sent us back with our bags that we should go home. Is it the cost of bringing those things to the airport? Is it the ripple effect on the Airbnb that we had paid for here? We had already paid for 3 weeks in an Airbnb, hoping that within that 3 weeks we should be able to find a house. So after wasting 2 weeks out of that 3 weeks in Nigeria, when we got to Canada, we only had 1 week to stay at the Airbnb, and 1 week was not enough for us to get a house. And we couldn't extend our stay at the Airbnb because somebody else had booked immediately after the date that we're supposed to exit. And we came in the heat of summer during the Stampede. There's one big event that happened where all the Airbnbs, all the hotels were booked. So even to find another place, we couldn't. We went through hell. After 1 week, we had to leave that Airbnb, went to pitch in somebody's house that hosted us. Before we now got availability of another Airbnb, we now moved to the second Airbnb with all our load. After that, we now got a house. What Lufthansa did had ripple effects, serious ripple effects on us and our mental health. So I wrote Lufthansa informing them of the flight delay and my right of compensation. And they responded almost immediately. I was like, wow, does it happen this fast? And I've been dulling since. They acknowledged and they said, yes, we did wrong and you are entitled to how many euros? Let me see if I can get that email. 600 euros. Yes. So they said that we're entitled to 600 euros per person as our compensation for the stress, which would have amounted to 600 times 6, so a family of 6. That's 3,600 euros, right? I was like, okay, fine. Half bread is better than puff puff. This 3,600 euros does not cover what we had to go through. The money we lost from the Airbnb, the mental stress on myself and my children, the anxiety, the pain. This was nothing compared to what we had spent or went through. I'm like, okay, no problem. Half bread is better than ching ching. So I sent them my account details and I didn't hear from them again. I will send reminder mails, send mails. How far? Where is the money? Give me the money. Oh, Guinea. You came and longer throated me, longy my throat, said you are going to give me this money and you disappeared. Lufthansa, is it good? Lufthansa, don't you have conscience? Conscience. Guys, I don't know whether Lufthansa has a problem with Canadian account numbers, but they were not, it wasn't working for them. I don't know whether what I sent was working for them because they reached back to me after some time and told me, oh, this code, that code, this code, can you send it again? And I did, and that was the last I heard from them for months. These guys refused to answer my email. I will send long letters. This is delaying this. This is. You asked me that. You confirmed that I'm entitled to entitlement. Where is the money? You refuse to pay. Instead, you stopped answering my emails. No word from Lufthansa. First month, second month. I called their contact center. I got their customer service number. I called them because of the influx of complaints they get on reimbursement and all these kinds of things. They ensure that their contact center does not do anything about complaints. It's only rescheduling and all those things, baggage. It's only rescheduling flight stuff that they handle. But all those complaints, you are owing me, you did this. They don't attend to you. They'll tell you, please send an email. We don't attend to that. I was like, contact center that does not attend to this kind of issues. What kind of contact center is that? I called the customer care more than 5 times, and for every agent that picked, they just told me that the best they can do is to send the reminder that I should give them my ID, my case ID. I'm sure they didn't even send anything because what they were insisting on was for me to send an email that such issues, such complaints are not handled from the customer center. And I was telling them that I've been sending an email, nobody is responding. They were like, I should please keep sending an email. I kept on sending emails. At a point, I had to go. How far didn't I go? I was like, Lufthansa, you're trying me. You don't even know me. We will go to court. I'm a lawyer. Trouble. I don't like trouble, but trouble now my work. I will not leave you. Instead, I would sue you. And that 3,600 euros that you are not paying will be chicken change compared to what I would get from you from the courts. You would pay times 20 of that in the courts. I would drag you to court because I had full rights. My customer rights were breached. Treated like a piece of object because I was carrying a Nigerian passport. Can you dump a white woman with 4 children in the airport and tell her to just leave? Can you try it, Lufthansa? Because you saw a colored woman coming from Nigeria, like, oh, these moments, the ones that their government does not even rate them, waiting consign us. I bet, fling them out, sell their tickets to somebody else. When they come, we'll tell them one story and tell them to go back home. That's exactly what happened. I was like, Lufthansa, we will see the end of this. Even if it takes 5 years, we will see the end of this. I will take you to court. So I searched up all their directors. I searched up the names of Lufthansa directors, all their key top officials. I searched them, I got their names. I went on LinkedIn and started messaging them, disturbing them. See, when you want something, you have to be aggressive. I've always been, when anything I'm pursuing, I'm always aggressive in my pursuit. Even when I was a marketer, I was a very aggressive marketer. If I want to open accounts for you, cannot even say no. I will use this my mouth and prepare, you will sign my form, you will give me the money. With my sweet mouth, I am very aggressive. It's after opening the account and transferring money to me. Some of my customers will be like, Chese, how did you do this? Your colleagues have been coming here for me to open this account. I refused. You just came and you made me to do it. How did you do it? I'm like, stay there. So I was very aggressive. At the time, I went to Instagram I started spamming every single post that they make. Every single post, I'll go under it. I've already composed a long message. I started dropping it in every single post. Even if they had 300 posts on Instagram, I was dropping it in every comment section of the posts. I went to their Twitter, I went to Instagram, their DMs, I was stopping them. At the time, they reached out to me, like, what's the issue? I said, see, Lufthansa, Bakudi, where is my owo? Look at the situation. Why am I being ignored? It's more than 7 months now. And you guys have already owned up that you owe me a compensation. Why is it not getting paid? In fact, when you go to the comment section and you see the number of complaints there, you will know that you're not alone. I'm like, see complaints, and this Lufthansa is not even responding. In fact, a post that's supposed to have both good and bad comments, when you open it, everything is just negative comments. Lufthansa, pay me. Lufthansa, you've ignored me. Lufthansa, you delayed me. You're owing me. That was just what is in their comment section. I was like, hey, wahala. So I started thinking outside the box. Let me tell you what I did. This is the cocoa. This is what I did to get my kudi. This is my kudi here. So I always know that most organizations, you cannot just take them to court, because in those contracts that you sign, hope you know, before you pay for any flights, before you book your flights, you sign contracts. I hope you're aware. And most times, I'm already aware as a lawyer that many of the terms in those kinds of contracts always state clearly that you cannot litigate without arbitrating. Relax, I will explain. So litigation is the process of taking them to court, right? And arbitration is like an alternative dispute resolution mechanism where it's not a court per se, an independent umpire. It's more like an informal setting where an independent umpire will come and hear people's case and try to settle people privately. Then if it doesn't work before you, they can now go to court, right? So I always know that these companies always put an arbitration policy before litigation. So I just knew that I couldn't start rushing to court like that. So I went online. I searched up a conciliator. Conciliator is synonymous with arbitrator. They play almost the same role. So I searched up a conciliator organization. Conciliator comes from the word reconciliate, right? They are an independent body that protects the rights of passengers, because they know that sometimes these passengers are powerless compared to a big organization like Lufthansa. You understand? So they take it upon themselves. I don't even know how they get their funding. I don't know whether they're an affiliate of a government. I don't know whether they're a government agency or they're an affiliate of a human rights group. I do not really know what they're into. But during my research, because I was researching from one site to another, during the course of my research, I came across this conciliator agency that handles disputes between these airlines and customers. So I reached out to them. I filled all the forms. And after about 1 month, they got back to me. They reverted. I'm like, wow. And they asked me for receipts of everything I was claiming, because I put my claims. Communication, how much I spent. Transportation, how much I spent. Feeding, hotel accommodation. You have to list it one by one and put the amount you spent. Now, they sent me a mail that I should attach corresponding receipts for all my claims. And I sent to them. But unfortunately, they didn't get everything. They only got a few. So they reached out to Lufthansa with the few receipts that they got. And from the claims that I made, Lufthansa agreed to pay a certain sum, which was good, well above the 3,600, which was supposed to be paid if I didn't have to go through the conciliator. So they're now paying me not the basic flat sum that everybody's entitled. They will now pay me based on the claims that I have made, the injuries that I have suffered. I put the Airbnb receipt, the monies that I lost from that waiting period of 2 weeks. I attached everything, and they now came to a middle ground. They didn't agree to cover all the claims, but they offered something that was higher than the basic compensation money. So the conciliation agency now told me that do I want to go with this amount, that I'm free to go with this amount, or if I don't want to, these are my options. But they would have to hands off. I will have to take it up with them personally, that them as an organization, this is the best they can do. this is what Lufthansa is offering me. So I now discuss with my husband. I say, baby, should we give it a shot? Should I press on for the receipts that were not acknowledged and take it up and see whether we can get our full compensation, or should we accept the offer that Lufthansa was giving? And my husband say, push what forward? Please accept the word that you have seen. Which trouble? No one. It is enough. Enough is enough. Accept the offer. William, it's okay. You have tried. So the man Kukuma doesn't like wahala, So I'm like, okay, fine. Udugu. I raise hand, I raise leg. It's okay. So I responded to the conciliators that, okay, it's fine by me, I accept. And then they sent Lufthansa an email, put me in a copy, and I submitted all my account details. This service came free of charge. I didn't have to pay a dime. See, in fact, when I put this thing out on YouTube, so many people reached out to me that there are some agencies that will help you fight for it, and they will take maybe 30% out of the money that was paid. This agency that I went through didn't take 1 naira. It is their job to fight for helpless passengers. I don't even know the name. I've forgotten the name. It's a German name. No, Lufthansa is a German company, right? It's a German name. In fact, most of their correspondences were coming in German interpretation. So it's one one name like that. I don't have it off heart. If you want it, you can reach out to me personally. I'll send it to you. So they sent Lufthansa, and Lufthansa said, okay, that they're going to make the payment within 30 days. Once again, I sent my account details, and I saw that they were still having problems to credit their accounts. It started taking months again. They will say they sent it, wire transfer didn't come, this, that, I'll go to the bank. I was like, what sort of stress is this? It's almost 1 year since I came to Canada. And for 1 year, I've been chasing me and this Lufthansa. I don't tire. If it was money that it was not that big, maybe a few hundreds of dollars, I would have just forgotten, because it was torturing. Every time I'm on the internet fighting Lufthansa. So I was getting tired. I was like, what is this? Are we going to go to court or what? What is this? 1 year. But every time I feel like that, Auntie IG would always chat me to encourage me, like, Neze, don't give up. If you don't have anything to do with that money, give it to me. Give it to me. I need the money. So I kept on pressing on. When they sent the payment again, the wire payment, twice, I still didn't get credit. So I had to propose to them to send me a check, to mail me a check from Germany or wherever they are. Send it to me. Change the euro entitlement, convert it to Canadian dollars, and send to me. So they now agreed. I started waiting. They said it's going to take, was it 15 working days? After 15 working days, the check had still not come. See me checking my mailbox every time, because I just needed to close in on this thing. It was becoming too stressful. And after all was said and done, in fact, at the time I had to tell them, send me the tracking ID, let me know where the check is. Let us track the shipment. Where is it? So it was a lot of back and forth with email. I will send, they will send back, I will send. And eventually, I went to my mailbox yesterday and I saw my compensation after 1 year. Oh my God. What a story, guys. I said, let me come and tell you guys. Okay, my battery ran out. So I came to tell you guys, my dear brothers and sisters, my dear friends, my dear lovers, that Lufthansa eventually compensated me for the pain and the stress that they put me through. When they wronged me, I came here to tell you guys, and now that they have compensated for their wrongs, I said, let me come and tell you guys that this has happened and all the process that it took. So if you're in this situation, please do not give up. Sometimes it can be so hectic, but keep following up on mails, keep threatening litigation, keep calling them out on social media, keep reaching out to everybody that you can to get what belongs to you. So that is the story with I and Lufthansa. Please drop your own experiences. If you have any, please drop your own stories down in the comment section, okay? So let us bring this video to an end. Yes, guys, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, please hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop your comments down in the comment section, and stay glued because we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl, Barrister Neze, and this is Neze Pepperempe. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye. Bye.